You guys have no idea, man. I spend the entire day just messing around, trying a bunch of different things. Really, I want to give you my honest opinion about this monitor. I want to test everything. And I did some tweaking around, and guess what? I used the HDMI Belkin ultra high speed cable. It's just faster and better. This is PlayStation 4 Pro on my Samsung 49-inch ultra super ultra monitor, and of course the model number, it's right here. It really has like a mouthful. It's LC49HG90. I call it HG90. Just remember it's HG90. And resolution that supports is a 3840 by 1080. Currently, right now, check this out. Check this out. Check it out. I want to show you something. Currently, right now, I am forcing a 3840 by 2160 right over here. I might have to pull my camera out. You see, currently I'm forcing 3840 by 2160. And the resolution is, on this monitor, 3840 by 1080. And it really looks crisp and clean. It really does, guys. I'm not kidding. And another thing I want to say, this monitor is very bright. It's 350, what was it, 350 nits, but it's bright for this distance, for you like watching it like from not even a feet away, maybe even half a feet. It's bright enough, and the quantum dots on this monitor really show up with the color, and it really looks great. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna go back, put this on a tripod, and this looks much sharper in person. Trust me, guys. This looks much sharper in person. What I'm trying to say here, yes, guys, if you wanna connect your console to this, you can easily do so. But make sure that you select 3840 by 2160 resolution. Force that resolution, that source resolution, force it onto 3840 by 1080, which is this monitor. Yes, it's going to be stretched out a little bit because you got 32 by 9 ratio and you're trying to use 16 by 9 ratio. But it's really not that bad. It's really not smooshy and cushy. It's just done nicely. Now let me put this thing back on my tripod. All right, let's go back to Red Dead Redemption 2 really quick right now. Actually, I'm going to go back to Spider-Man. I was going to go with Red Dead Redemption 2, but let's go with the Spider-Man. That's the PlayStation exclusive game, and let's try that. There we go. As you can see, it looks pretty darn good, man. It's not bad. I turned my lights off a little bit so we can see a little bit better. You can see I dimmed my lights. They're right over there. I dimmed them down. Those little LED lights, I dimmed them down. Because I want you guys to see this monitor, at night and how it looks at night. Um, this is not bad, really. Remember, I'm pushing a 4K. I'm forcing a 4K resolution on 3840 by 1080. So it's going to look a bit sharper. The reason it was looking so smooshy and cushy is because I was using a 1080p from my virtual reality. I totally forgot that I had my virtual reality connected. That's why it was mushy. Now, okay, let's go and click start. Let's continue. I think it's going to look a little bit better now. I'm pretty sure. All right, so this is better now. This is a little bit better than what I had before, because I'm forcing that 4K resolution to 3840 by 1080. Now, remember guys, we still have a one issue, one problem, and that's the couple of things. The HDR. You want to turn off HDR on this monitor, and I'll explain the reason why. The reason you want to turn off HDR on this monitor, because this monitor is not bright enough to handle HDR. So the best thing to do, if you have your console connected to this, it's turn off your HDR. Go over here, go to the settings, and go to the visuals, turn the HDR off, and you will see how brighter it's going to be now. Check this out. It's going to look much better. Turn that HDR off. You see, much better difference now. So the reason you want to turn HDR off is because, first of all, this Samsung television, even though it has a good color gamut, the problem is 340 nits doesn't qualify to it to be passable for the HDR. You know, this is something Vincent Tio will tell you, something the Art Things will tell you. It has to pass certain peak brightness of nits. If it was like 750 nits, then it could pass for HDR. But since it only has 350 nits, it's not enough for it to be bright enough to be passable for HDR. So therefore, you want to avoid using HDR. Don't use HDR. And this looks great, man. Even though I know it's 16 by 9, but it still looks great. I think you guys gonna enjoy playing on this monitor. Trust me. I'll do some flying around here and spinning around. It doesn't look that bad. Trust me, this is much more enjoyable. So yeah, I mean, you see, this is why guys, I like to spend time testing. I like to test stuff instead of just jumping on some kind of a bandwagon and judging it and saying it sucks and this and that. I always like to spend time and to see what this monitor can do. That's what I've been doing all day long. That's what I do with all my products. Whether it's a Q8FN, whether it's the OLED, whether it's this, whether it's the projector, I spend a lot of time doing tests. People say, well, what kind of tests are you doing? Well, these kind of tests. I want to see, what if I do this? What if I force the resolution onto 3840 by 1080? Majority of people wouldn't even think about connecting their console to this monitor. But me, no, let's give it a try. Let's try it out. I'm not a professional. I'm not claiming to be a professional in anything, but I would like to try everything. Isn't that the whole idea of how you make a breakthrough on something? It's by testing it. That's what scientists do. That's what Nikola Tesla did. They all test. They all do tests. All right, now let's jump into Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm going to turn the HDR off on Red Dead Redemption 2. First of all, you should always turn off HDR on Red Dead Redemption 2. Okay. And let's go climb up there. And voila. There we go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. As you can see, it looks pretty good, man. All right, let's go and jump into Red Dead Redemption 2. Remember, this is PlayStation 4 Pro. We're going to turn the HDR off right now. You see how bright, how beautifully it looks, the contrast ratio, how it looks when it's being, when HDR is being turned off. So you want to turn off the HDR. All right, the reason I'm letting you see this is because I want you to see how it looks with the HDR on. It looks very dimmed, very bleak with the HDR. Now let's turn off the HDR. I don't know if you guys can see the difference or not, but it just looks a little bit better when you turn off HDR. And it looks great. It really does. I mean, some people will say, but it's still a bit stretched out. Well, of course it's going to be stretched out. Even your 32 by 9 games that you're playing on the PC are going to look a bit stretched out. But considering this is a 16 by 9 game and we're able to stretch it out to fit nicely on this monitor, that shows you how good this monitor is and how beautifully it uh, renders the games there in 16 by 9. I can easily play like this, honestly. This is really good. But remember, you have to force the 4K resolution. Select 3840 by 2160 on here. This is what you need to do. Go right here. Go to the settings. Go to sound and screen. Here. Select 2160p YUV 420. Or the best thing to do is select 2160p RGB, red, green, and blue, because we're using the monitor. I would put it on full because you want to take the full advantage of it. There you go. HDR, turn that off. You don't need it. Deep color, automatic, super sampling mode. Guys, you see, this is another trick. Using the super sampling mode for the games that don't support a 4K resolution. You know, if you're using a 1080p resolution, this will help too. So turn this feature on as well. Turn the super sampling feature on as well. And I guarantee you're gonna have a much better look at this, man. This is much better. And you guys have to remember, look at how far I am. I'm far away from, I'm like 3.5 feet away far from this monitor because it's so gigantic. Dude, it is so gigantic. Look where my PC is over there. Look, all the way up there. This is a gigantic monitor, and the color looks really good on this monitor. So let's go back to Red Dead Redemption here, Red Dead Redemption 2, and man, dude, I can easily play like this. Dude, I'm telling you right now. Now, one thing I want to say, you will need a pair of speakers because this monitor doesn't have speakers built into it. You're going to need a pair of speakers. You're going to need either a pair of speakers or headphones. Okay. Okay, so let's try something else. Let's try something that you guys been bugging me about. Yes, I know. God of War. You want to see God of War? Well, I'm going to bring it to you. I'm going to deliver it to you. Coming up next. There we go. God of War. One more thing I want to say is the black digital levels on this monitor, considering how wide it is, it's really good. Guys, there's a reason why this monitor, it's $1,000. The more time I spend with it, the more I realize why it costs so much. And I'm going to answer all these questions to you guys tomorrow on my live stream. We're going to talk about this. I'm going to position my camera like this and we're going to talk about it. You guys can ask me any questions and I'm going to try to answer those questions regarding this monitor. For whom is this monitor? What's the purpose of it? And stuff like that. So you guys can ask me any questions. Now this looks great. I mean, really, dude, I'm just going to game like this, dude. Now, sure, there's going to be certain games I'm going to game on the OLED. Obviously, Days Gone, I'm going to be gaming that on the OLED for sure. But I can easily see myself, you know, gaming on this monitor with a console easily, no issues. Oh yeah, man, this is great. This is great. Oh my goodness. This is great. Look at how sharp that detail is, man. Look at that. Look how beautiful that detail is. Trust me, it's not stretched out like a guy, like, how do I put this? I know what you're thinking. I know how you guys think. You're thinking that it's pulled like a rubber. You think it's being pulled like a bubble gum, stretched out like harmonica. It is not stretched out like harmonica, and it's not stretched out like wings. It's really good. And it runs really smooth. So, yeah, man. I can easily game like this, dude. Seriously. My biggest fear was, well, it wasn't the biggest fear. It was something that I was expecting. I was telling everybody, I have a feeling that connecting a console to this, it's going to be just bad. But then I started realizing, wait a minute, it doesn't look that bad. It's not stretched out to the point where it's like ridiculous. You can still see his head in its natural form. Doesn't look that bad, but this is something you have to see for yourself. I know there's going to be a lot of critics on this video. They're going to say, dude, we can't see it from this video. I get it. I know you can't see it from this video. But I have no benefit in lying to you. I have no benefit in lying to you. I'm not being sponsored by Samsung. I paid this with my own cash. I promised you guys that I was going to do all these tests today, and I am, and I'm doing it. Why? Because I want to give you an honest look from consumer point of view, not from some sponsored YouTuber out there that's reading a script. I'm trying to give you truly unbiased look into this monitor before you cash out $1,000, because it's a lot of money. It costs, this thing is not cheap, it's expensive. I get that. And there's a good reason why it's expensive. Because it really looks great. I mean, I'm blown away, dude. I'm just blown away how beautiful this looks. I really am blown away, dude. Look at this, man. I really didn't expect it to be like this. It just gives you a much better experience, guys. When it's like this, you get a much better experience, dude. It's just whole new level of detail here that you see. And I mean, I love this. Look how beautiful this looks, man. Wow. Hopefully you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. So maybe let me take my camera out so you guys can see a little bit better. Hold on. I want you to see the detail. Now I am all the way on the right side of my table, my big, large table. Look at this sharp detail. Does this look like too much stretched out to you? No. Does he look horribly stretched out? A little bit, but not horribly. And look at that detail. Maybe like this. Hold on. Let's do it like this. Hold on. Just to give you some perspective here. Come on, man. This is not bad. If this was bad, I would have told you. I would have said, hey, dude, don't bother with this. This is garbage. It looks like shit. Don't bother connecting your console to it, but that's not the case. Here, now you get to see from exactly from my head where I'm seeing. You can see my racing wheel right there, my keyboard. Let me adjust my low light. This is sharp. Look how sharp that is. Look at the detail. I'm forcing a 4K into 3840 by 1080. And on top of that, I guess whatever the processing that this monitor has, the Samsung has inside this monitor, it's fitting that 16:9 ratio very nicely with this resolution to fit 32:9. Remember, guys, we're talking 32:9. This is pretty wide. So, in other words, you're gonna have to utilize your display. Remember, the first thing you need to do, go up here, and I'm showing you what to do right now. Go to settings, go to your hold on, your sound and screen, video output setting, select 2160p RGB. Why RGB? Because this is a monitor. It's not a 10-bit monitor, it's a sRGB monitor, the 8-bit monitor. Select the 2160p sRGB. RGB range, put it to full because we are using the sRGB. We are using 8-bit, the best possible 8-bit. Turn the HDR off. And turn on the super sampling mode. You need to turn the super sampling mode on. Once you do this, then you're pretty much all set. And this is the results you're going to get right here on God of War. And this looks amazing. Seriously. No, I can easily game like this. Dude, I can easily game like this. With a nice 1 millisecond response time. Look at that detail. Look how beautiful that detail is. Come on, guys. Look how sharp everything is. And I know there's going to be people out there that's going to criticize me. They're going to say, dude, you don't know what you're talking about, dude. Okay, so I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm that guy that connected PlayStation 4 through the Xbox One S. But at least I'm willing to try, at least once. At least I'm trying to test. At least I'm not afraid to test. I'm not afraid to try. I'm not afraid to take a risk, to experiment. There should be my new slogan. I am not afraid to take a risk, to experiment. I want to experiment. And guess what? Yes, you can easily game on this. Connect your PlayStation 4 Pro and your Xbox One on it. And you're going to see much, much better real estate. People are going to say, but you're just stretching out the 16:9. I know. But still, there's something about having a wider screen, that whole experience is just different. This is something you have to see, guys. Something you have to see for yourself to truly appreciate. This is something that you have to see for yourself to truly appreciate. So there you have it, guys. I hope this video helps you out a little bit, gives you some idea. Like I said, tomorrow I'm gonna do a live stream, and you guys can ask me any questions tomorrow regarding this monitor. So tomorrow is your opportunity. Sometime in the afternoon, I'm gonna do a live stream. So tomorrow is your opportunity to ask me all these questions. I had to spend the entire day today, Friday, to truly test this monitor, to see really what this monitor can do. And that's what I'm trying to do with every product that I own. I try to spend time and check it out and look at it and give you unbiased, unpretentious look into it. And yeah, dude, look at the real estate here. Look at this. The real estate you're getting from here to here to here to here to here. Okay, so yeah, it's good. It's good, guys. Like I said, also to mention, I'm using all Belkin ultra high speed. Dude, all of my HDMI cables are ultra high speed Belkin cables. Dude, I'll never buy another HDMI cable other than Belkin. Belkin ultra high speed is the best, man. I love those cables. I've been using them on all my devices. Never had any issues. People ask me, where can you buy it? Well, you can do it through Amazon, or your best bet is go directly to the Apple store and ask for Belkin ultra high speed cables. Don't say 2.1. They're going to look at you like you're some kind of alien. They don't know. You have to say Belkin ultra high speed. And they're going to give it to you. Ultra high speed Belkin cable. Ultra high speed means 2.1. High speed means 2.0. So remember, high speed it's 2.0. Ultra high speed is 2.1. Well, there you have it, guys. PlayStation 4 Pro looks amazing. Looks freaking amazing on this monitor now. So use these settings. Well, you have to have the monitor. So if you have this, listen, if you have this monitor, give it a try. Try this. You know, I've tried it and it looks good. Thank you for watching, guys. Remember, tomorrow I'm going to try to do that live stream. What time tomorrow? Probably in the afternoon. And then it'll be like an hour and a half live stream. It's not going to be a long live stream, probably like hour and a half. You guys can ask me a bunch of questions. Yeah. So, but please just try to keep the questions regarding this monitor. I'm not going to answer drama queen questions. I'm not going to ask her, don't talk to me about other YouTubers. I'm not interested. You can ask me questions about this monitor, and I want that Q&A to be about this monitor so that people can make their own decisions on whether or not they should cash out $1,000 for this monitor. Speaking of monitors, two of these monitors, it's equal to Samsung Fold. People have been asking me about the Samsung Fold. I'm like, dude, I don't know, dude. I already got a Note 9. It's pretty big. It's big enough for me. Samsung Galaxy Fold seems like something I'm gonna break with my strong hands. You know, I have a feeling like I'm gonna break it. There goes $2,000. I don't know, dude. These guys who talk about Samsung Fold, those cell phones, those Samsung Folds were given to them pro quid pro with Samsung. They're sponsored. You know, all these sponsored YouTubers, I see them everywhere, dude. They don't pay for shit. Everything's given to them, even though they can buy it. They have the money, but they were giving these devices. And guys, if I really wanted to expose everybody on YouTube and what kind of money whore business there is, I could do a 2-hour video and just lay it all out for you. But I don't give a shit. Anyone with 2 brain cells know that these are money whore YouTubers out there, sponsored, and they don't pay shit. Everything's given to them. Why? Because they have millions of subscribers. That's why. It's a money whore business. Okay? And if you haven't realized that, then you haven't woke yet. You haven't awoken yet. You're still living in that brainwashed, whatever, manipulated world. I woke long fucking time ago. I know what the fuck's going on, but I don't give a shit. Okay? So, well, anyway, there you have it. We'll talk about this on the live stream if you guys want to talk about it. But please, let's just mainly focus on this monitor, because I want to help you. I'm doing this not because I have to, but I'm doing this because I want to help you guys get the unbiased, honest look into technology from a consumer point of view. Someone who is independent. And I think that means a lot in today's world of money hoarding. All right, guys. Well, have a good one, though. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you like this video. Cheers. Boy, move over here, boy. That's with the I. Boy. Boy. Move, boy. What are you doing, boy? I'm sure someone will get triggered that I even said B-O-I instead of Y. But what are you going to do? Welcome to this new world. Have a good one, guys. See you tomorrow. Cheers. Love you all.